1. Valletta, the fortress capital of Malta. Valletta isn't just the capital of Malta. It's a grand open-air museum suspended in time, a place where every narrow alley whispers echoes of the 16th century. Perched dramatically between two natural harbors, and fortified by massive stone bastions, Valletta was built by the Knights of St. John after the Great Siege of 1565, and to this day, it carries the legacy of chivalry, religion, and war in its sun-baked limestone bones. Wander down Republic Street, the city's vibrant spine, and you'll be surrounded by majestic palazzos, colonnaded arcades, and iron-balconied facades glowing golden in the Mediterranean sun. The St. John's Co-Cathedral, austere on the outside but astonishingly ornate within, holds Caravaggio's dramatic beheading of St. John the Baptist, a single painting that justifies an entire trip to Malta. But Valletta is not just about the past, it pulses with life. Cafes spill out into old piazzas like St. George's Square, where you can sip a chilled Kinney, the local bittersweet soft drink, or enjoy a leisurely pastisi, a flaky pastry filled with ricotta or peas. Duck into hidden courtyards and you might find yourself in a boutique art gallery or an impromptu jazz session. By late afternoon, head to the Upper Braca Gardens, where panoramic views of the Grand Harbor stretch across to the three cities. Cannons still fire ceremoniously from the saluting battery below, while the breeze carries the scent of salt and stone. As the sun dips low, Valletta becomes even more magical, with golden hour light dancing off its domes and spires, and live music filling the twilight air from open-air bars and wine cellars carved deep into the walls. Valletta is a place to be experienced slowly, on foot, with your senses open and your curiosity alive. In its blend of grandeur and grit, Valletta tells the story of Malta itself, a resilient, radiant jewel of the Mediterranean. 2. Mdina, the silent city. Perched on a hilltop in the heart of Malta, Mdina is a fortified medieval city that feels suspended in time. Known as the Silent City, its hushed streets and honey-colored buildings cast a spell of stillness, as if history itself holds its breath here. Once Malta's capital, Mdina blends Norman and Baroque architecture behind massive stone walls that have withstood centuries of siege and change. Walking through the main gate, you're instantly transported into a world of narrow alleys, shaded courtyards, and ancient nobility. The Cathedral of St. Paul stands as a beacon at the city's heart, its facade dignified and proud, while the adjacent Cathedral Museum houses sacred art, silver, and relics. Every corner seems touched by quiet reverence, the kind that's felt rather than heard. From Bastion Square, gaze across Malta's vast countryside, olive groves, and distant sea, an unforgettable panorama that reveals just how isolated and dominant this ancient stronghold once was. At night, when lanterns cast warm glows on stone walls and tourists fade, Mdina becomes a place of absolute serenity. Whether you're tracing the footsteps of knights or simply soaking in the silence, Mdina offers a powerful contrast to the island's busier corners, a sanctuary of whispers, shadows, and timeless elegance. 3. The Blue Lagoon, Malta's azure paradise. Tucked between the tiny islands of Comino and Caminado, the Blue Lagoon is a dazzling slice of Mediterranean perfection, with crystal-clear turquoise water so vibrant it seems lit from within. This sheltered inlet has become one of Malta's most iconic natural wonders, a place where time slows and nature shines in its purest form. Arriving by boat, you'll be struck by the surreal clarity of the sea, revealing every pebble and ripple beneath its surface. It's a paradise for swimmers, snorkelers, and sunbathers alike, with white sandy patches and rocky ledges offering spots to relax, dip, and dream. The water is so calm and inviting that it feels more like a giant natural swimming pool than an open sea. Though the Blue Lagoon can get busy in peak season, early mornings or late afternoons reveal a quieter side. When the light softens, the crowds thin, and the lagoon takes on an almost spiritual beauty. For the more adventurous, nearby caves and sea arches can be explored by kayak or paddleboard, offering stunning views and secret spots. There are no cities here, no ancient ruins, just the sun, the sea, and a sense of escape. The Blue Lagoon is Malta's reminder that sometimes, the most profound experiences are the simplest: warm water, fresh air, and endless blue. 4. The three cities, Vittoriosa, Singlia and Cospicua. Across the Grand Harbor from Valletta lie the three cities Birgu, Vittoriosa, Singlia El Isla, and Cospicua Bormla, a trio of fortified towns older than the capital itself. This is where the Knights of St. John first settled, and their legacy lives on in cobbled streets, looming bastions, and a palpable sense of history. Birgu is the heart of it all, home to the Inquisitor's Palace and Fort St. Angelo, whose stone walls once defended the island from Ottoman siege. Singlia offers panoramic harbor views from its Garjola Gardens, where a stone watchtower famously bears carved eyes and ears, symbols of constant vigilance. Cospicua, the largest, feels more lived in, with bustling streets, hidden churches, and echoes of working-class resilience. The three cities offer a quieter, more authentic side of Malta, fewer tourists, more locals, and a deep maritime soul. Explore them by foot or by traditional gassa boat, across the harbor for the full, timeless experience. 5. Marsaxlokk, the fishing village of colors. Marsaxlokk, pronounced Marsaxlokk, is Malta's postcard-perfect fishing village, where time seems to move with the tide. Located in the island's southeast, its waterfront is lined with Lutz's traditional Maltese boats painted in vivid yellows, reds, and blues, each bearing the eye of Osiris on its bow for protection. The Sunday fish market is legendary, overflowing with the day's freshest catch. Local produce and handcrafted goods. Seafood restaurants along the promenade serve octopus stew, lampuki dorado, and calamari caught just hours before. But beyond the culinary, Marsaxlokk offers serenity, a gentle rhythm of sea breeze, clinking cutlery, and soft voices in Maltese. Nearby, you can visit St. Peter's Pool, a natural rock pool carved by the sea, perfect for cliff jumping or a quiet swim. Whether you come for a few hours or a full day, Marsaxlokk feels like a moment of stillness in a fast-moving world. 6. Hal Saflieni Hypogeum, the underground temple. Unlike anything else in Europe, the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum is a subterranean wonder, a 5,000-year-old underground necropolis, carved entirely by hand into solid rock. Hidden beneath the unassuming streets of Paula, this labyrinthine temple system descends through 3 levels, with chambers, altars, and burial niches that once held the bones of thousands. Discovered by accident in 1902, the Hypogeum is now strictly protected, allowing only a handful of visitors per day. Inside, the atmosphere is heavy, and sacred dimly lit chambers echo with mystery, and the oracle room is said to have perfect acoustic resonance. Some theorists even suggest the structure has sonic properties that induce altered states of mind. Walking its narrow, hollowed paths is to stand in the presence of an ancient civilization's spiritual core older than Stonehenge or the pyramids. It's not just a historical site, it's a deep, quiet immersion into Malta's Neolithic soul. 7. Gozo, Malta's rustic sister island. Just a 25-minute ferry ride away, Gozo feels like a different world. Greener, quieter, and more rural than Malta's main island, Gozo moves at a slower pace, where farming terraces, hilltop churches, and rugged coastlines create a rustic Mediterranean dreamscape. Its capital, Victoria Rabat, is crowned by the Citadella, a majestic fortified city with sweeping views in every direction. The island is dotted with timeless villages, red-domed churches, and quiet lanes filled with blooming bougainvillea. Don't miss the Gantia temples, among the oldest freestanding structures on Earth, predating even the Egyptian pyramids. Gozo is also beloved for its coastline, Ramla Bay's red sands, the dramatic inland sea, and the haunting beauty of Weedil Gasri Gorge all offer serene, spectacular escapes. Whether you hike, dive, cycle, or just breathe, Gozo is where Malta shows its most peaceful and pastoral side. 8. Ħaġar Qim and Mnajdra temples, Malta's megalithic mysteries. Perched dramatically on cliffs overlooking the sea in the south of Malta, the Ħaġar Qim and Mnajdra temples are 2 of the island's most awe-inspiring archaeological sites. Built over 5,000 years ago, older than Stonehenge, these temples were constructed with enormous limestone blocks, some weighing more than 20 tons, yet fitted with astonishing precision. The temples are aligned with the movements of the sun, with Mnajdra's doorway framing the rising sun on the equinox, a testament to ancient astronomical knowledge. As you walk among these massive, weathered stones, surrounded by the wind and sea, you'll feel a connection to people who lived, prayed, and built here millennia before recorded history. Interpretive centers nearby bring context to the ruins, but the raw experience touching the stones, seeing the sun cast long shadows over altars, and staring out toward the infinite blue is what leaves the deepest impression. 9. Sliema and St. Julians, Malta's modern pulse. For those seeking nightlife, shopping, and a more cosmopolitan experience, Sliema and St. Julians are Malta's contemporary heart. Lined with high-rises, sea-view apartments, and stylish promenades, this area contrasts with the island's older towns, but offers its own appeal. Sliema is known for its Tower Road promenade, perfect for sunset strolls and open-air cafes, while St. Julian's, especially the pace-filled district, comes alive after dark with clubs, rooftop bars, and late-night energy. Yet even here, history peeks through, like the 17th-century Spinola Palace, now surrounded by fine dining and buzzing marina life. Swim off the rocks at Fan Gadir Beach, shop in modern malls, or cruise the coast aboard a catamaran. It's busy, it's vibrant, and it's where tradition and trend coexist in sun-soaked harmony. 10. Dingli Cliffs, where the land meets the sky. The Dingli Cliffs, Malta's highest point, offer some of the island's most breathtaking natural scenery. Rising to 153 meters above sea level, these limestone cliffs drop steeply into the vast blue Mediterranean, creating a horizonless panorama that is humbling and unforgettable. This is the Malta of silence and wind, where wild thyme grows along the paths, and the tiny chapel of St. Mary Magdalene stands alone at the cliff's edge, a solitary witness to centuries of storms and sunsets. It's a place for walkers, photographers, or anyone seeking perspective quite literally and spiritually. Come at golden hour, and you'll witness the sun melt into the sea in a blaze of orange and violet. No crowds, no noise, just wind, stone, and sky. The Dingli Cliffs remind us that even on a small island, nature can feel infinite.